Exodus 3 Moses' encounter with God at the burning bush, a significant moment in the history of the people of Israel. Many years had passed since Moses left Egypt, fleeing the wrath of Pharaoh, and found refuge in the lands of Midian. There, far from the intrigues of the court and the hustle and bustle of the cities, he led a simple life as a shepherd. One day, while shepherding his flock in the arid fields of Midian, Moses saw a bright flame on the top of a nearby mountain. Curious, he decided to get closer to investigate. As he got closer, he realized that the flame did not consume the bush that supported it. It was as if the fire was contained in some way. Intrigued and fearful, Moses heard a voice coming from the burning bush. It was a powerful voice, emanating authority and holiness. "Moses, Moses," called the voice. Trembling, Moses replied, "Here I am." The voice continued, "I am the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob." Moses was astonished to realize that he was standing before God himself. He prostrated himself reverently before the divine presence. God revealed to Moses the suffering of the people of Israel in Egypt, enslaved and oppressed by the Egyptians. And he said, "I have heard the cries of my people and their sufferings. I will lead them into a fertile land, a land flowing with milk and honey." Moses felt the weight of responsibility fall on his shoulders. He, who had fled Egypt fearing for his life, was now called by God to lead his people to liberation. He felt incapable and unworthy of the task, but God promised to be with him. With a heart full of fear and faith, Moses accepted the divine call. He knew the journey would be arduous and full of challenges, but he trusted God's promise to be by his side at all times. Thus began the great saga of Moses, the liberator of Israel, whose story would be remembered for generations as a testimony to God's power and faithfulness to his people. The Exodus was about to begin, and Moses knew that with God on his side, nothing would be impossible. Today the same thing happens. Whoever accepts Jesus Christ as their Savior has nothing to fear. For by grace you have been saved through faith, and this does not come from you, it is a gift from God. It does not come from works, so that no one can boast. Ephesians 2 verses 8 and 9. Salvation is an undeserved favor, that is, a gift from God to humans. To receive it you need to confess that Jesus Christ is your Savior.